Hey there, guys. This is game three of the 1973 World Series using um, Replay Classic Baseball. I have the classic cards with the classic font and beautiful set, 1973 set. Here we have Catfish Hunter versus, Tom Seaver. And the series is tied at one apiece. This is game three. It's being played at Shea Stadium. It is Tuesday, October 16th, 1973. The actual score of this game was 3-2 A's in 11 innings. And it's going to be Campy at short, Rudi in left, Bando at third base, Jackson in right field, Tennis at first, Mungwala in center, Fossey the catcher, Green the second baseman, and then Hunter the pitcher. Garrett for the Mets, it's Garrett the third baseman, Millan at second base, and Staub in right field. Jones, the left fielder, cleanup, Milner at first base, and Rudi the catcher. And the last three batters are Hahn, the center fielder, Harrelson, the shortstop, and Seaver, the pitcher. Now, these are historical lineups, and I added historical pitchers and historical substitutes, which I will be free to manipulate as I see fit, as needed. And I just want to mention one change is that in the original lineup, you had a guy named Vic Davalio playing center field. In this game, we do not have him available to us. He's not carded, so I'm not going to worry about it. And I just replaced him with Mungwala in center field, who is actually a pretty good center fielder. And that's about it. We're ready to start the game. We're going to roll 2d6, and you read the black, then the white, the black, and this is the in the original set, the pitchers only had one row of numbers. Of course, the fourth column is the defensive column, and very, very simple. Now, if you play the modern game, it has the 6x6 grid. And if you want to use just one column, you can use, I believe they say that you can use the third column. All right, let's get started. Game three, let's see what happens. It's all tied at one. It's going to be it's going to be Bert Campaneris leading off against Tom Terrific, the franchise. All right, so this is an exciting game. It's a 6 and a 5. That's a 2 and 18. And that's going to be a fly ball, I believe. To right field now would have probably been easier if they made the 18 a fly out to center field. So that's going to be right field, and the 19 to right field, and the 17 to left field. That would have been probably much easier to follow. But again, this is created in 1974 by both Norm Roth and John Broddick, and I think they printed about 1,000 games. And they didn't sell very many, but slowly, course of the late 70s and early 80s, started picking up a following. They started having a journal and conventions, and then by the 90s, it shut down when the MLB started putting pressure on them for kickbacks. Here's so that was that should have been Bert Campaneris, and a 5 is a 16. It would be an 18. Okay, so now it's Rudi. Rudi's up now. I don't know why that happened. There we go. All right, a 5 and a 6. So with Seaver, it's a 1, and the 6 is a 4, and that will be a ground ball. Bounce to, gotta memorize these. Bounce to, oh, it's a 5, I'm sorry. That's why. 4 is bounce to second base. What do we say? It was a 1. Yep, bounce to second base. So it is second baseman Millan up with it. Rudi is 0 for, I think, 10 in this series. He's really struggling. Bando now with a 1 and a 2. A 1 and a 2. That's a strikeout. That ends the inning. So this is probably going to be a pretty quick game with these two pitchers going at it. Jim Catfish Hunter does give up a lot of home runs. He's got a very high number there, a 5. Whereas Seaver has a 2. All right, here's Wayne Garrett leading off against Jim Catfish Hunter. 5 and a 5. That's a 1. It's a 7. That's a base on ball. So Garrett walks to start the ball game. Garrett is on at first. Here's Felix Mian. And that's a 5 and a 5 again. A 1 and a 16. 16 with a 5. That may be a hit by pitch. Single off the pitcher's glove. Runners advance one base. Batter and runner take an extra base on a wild throw by the pitcher. Yikes. So it's going to be a single. And then he moves to third. He moves to second on an error. So it's going to be second and third for the Mets. The A's struggled with, 5 errors in game 2. They got shut out. Jerry Kuzman pitched a 2-hitter. Check that out. That's up. So that was a 1, a 1 and a 5. Was this? It would have been. It was a 16. Column 5, and that was single off pitcher's glove. Runners advance one base. Batter runners take an extra base on a wild throw by the pitcher. All right, so Staub. Infield's back, allowing a run to score. 34. So that's a 3. And a 4 is a 5, column 3. Again, hard to maneuver this. So what do we say it was? It's going to be a 5. A 5 is a short fly to right field. Nobody advances. Cleon Jones next. It's a 1, a 4, and a 6 is a 39. I believe that's a strikeout on column 1. No, it's a ground ball to short. They're playing back. Runners advance one base. So 1 run comes in. RBI for Jones, and the Mets lead at 1-0. Here's John Milner. And that's a 66. It's a 5 and a 16. I believe that ball is a drive way back, and that ball is over the center field fence for John Milner. Told you that Catfish Hunter does give up a lot of home runs. Didn't allow a lot of base runners, but gave up a lot of home runs, a lot of solo home runs. So again, we'll double check that. It's a 5 and a 5 and an 11 is a 16, and that 16, column 6 is a home run. So John Miller belted out a bunch of home runs in 73. I think he led the team with like 16 or 17. That was a lot for back then. Here's Jerry Rudi. Mets lead at 3-0. And that's a 2 and a 5. That's a 3, and the 5 is a 7. That's going to be a pop-up in foul ground. Catcher, Grody makes it. I'm sorry, not Grody. Fossey makes the catch, and that retires the side. So 3 runs come in on 1, 2 hits and a walk and an error, and Mets lead at 2-0. Here's Reginald Martinez Jackson. 4-6, so that 6 is going to be a 9, and that 6 is hit to second baseman, who's a 2. So that's an 11, and 11 is going to be a ground ball. Oh, there's a lot of writing here. On numbers 2 to 11, there is no advance by the runner. Okay. Ground ball, and there's an out. And it was to the second baseman, so it's 4-3. 1 down for Seaver. Here's Gene Tennis. He had a great game 1. I think he went 4 for 4 with a double and a homer. That's a 2-1. That's a 2, and a 1 is a 46. 46 off Tennis on column 2, and a 46 is a ground ball, unassisted first baseman. G3, 2 away, and Mangwal with a 33, and that's going to be a 5, and that's column 3 is 7, and that's line base hit to left. So a 2-out single here, first hit off Seaver with Ray Fossey up. And it's a 32, that's a 2, and a 2, that's a 22, column 3. 22, column 3 is going to say a fly ball to right. And that will end the inning. Right there is Staub, no runs, 1 hit, 1 left. Bottom of the second inning. Here's a pitch from Catfish to Don Hahn. That's a 3 and a 6, that's a 22, column 3, 22, column 3 is a fly out to right. So cracks one to right field. Reggie over. and squeezes it for the out. Here's Harrelson with a 3 and a 6. That's a 3. That's a 13, column 3. 13, column 3. That's ripped and caught by the second baseman. So L4 right at Dick Green. And now it's Tom Terrific. Here's a pitch. 2-1. That's a 3 and a 1. Struck him out. And that ends the inning. 3 up, 3 down. We go to the top of the third. Dick Green leads off against Terrific. That's a 6-6. That's a 2 and a 10. I believe that's a single. That's line. Base hit center field. So leadoff single for Green. Pitcher will bat. Not doing any learning the game, so I'm not doing a lot of funky stuff. That's a 2, a 38. Column 6, I believe that's a strikeout, and it is. So Hunter strikes out. 1 away, 1 on, 1 out. For Campaneris. It was a 3 and a 4. That's a 2, a 21, column 3. 21, column 3. That's a fly out to center. And next is Joe Rudi, 35, and that's a 2 and a 5 is a 5, column 3, and that is a short fly to right to end the inning. So they leave one, the leadoff single by Green, and Rudy's 0 for 11 in the series, killing him. Wayne Garrett leading off for the Mets, top of the order. Cabbage Hunter with a 2 and a 3. That's a 3. A 6 struck him out. 1 away. Next is Felix Miant with a 3. 3 and a 6 is a 22, column 3. And that is a fly out to right. In the gap is Jackson. He makes a nice running catch. And Rusty Staub with a 5 and a 4. That's a 1. And a 4 is a 2. So that's a 3, column 5. And that's a ground ball to third base. G5 to end the inning. 3 up and 3 down. This game is flying by with these two pitchers. Bando leading off. It's a 5-5. That's 1 and an 8, column 5. That's going to be a base on balls. So leadoff walk. Here's Reginald Martinez Jackson and a 3 and a 6. That's a 2, a 21, column 3. 21, column 3. It's a fly out to center. Drifting under it is Hahn. 1 out, 1 on, 4-6. And a 6 is a 17. And the 6 infield is halfway with a runner on first. The 6 is to the second baseman, so that's a, what do we say? It was a 4-6. That's a 17 plus 2. It's a 19, and that's a ground ball, and it's a single off the fielder's glove. So it's like a range hit. 19 is a range hit. So first and second here. So the A's have something going. Here's a Mangua, Angel Mangua with a 6 and a 1. That's a 2, and a 6 is that's a 2 and a 1. It's going to be a 38. Struck him out. Big second out for Seaver. And here's Ray Fosse. Pitch from Seaver, 6-6. That's a 2 and an 11. Yikes. With an asterisk. I have no idea what the asterisk means. But it's a 2 and a 9. That's an 11. So is that going to be gone? Could it be gone? And it looks like, no, it's a single to center. And it says nothing about the asterisk. I don't know what that means. All right, so the bases are loaded. A single for Fosse, 2 outs, and up comes Dick Green. Seaver checks in with Rudi, sets and deals. Here's the pitch, and that's a 5 and a 1. That's a 1 and a 4, and that's grounded to second base. Mian up with it over to first, and that retires the side. So no runs, 2 hits, 3 left. The A's leave the bases loaded. Yikes! So Seaver extricates himself from that scenario. And we go to the bottom of the fourth. Cleon Jones leading off with a 1 and a 4. That's going to be a 5, struck him out. Catfish blows a fastball by Clem. Here's Johnny Milner, who homered. That's a 6 again, a 5 and a 3, and that's going to be a 41. Yes, it is. It's a 5 and a 36. That's a 41, column 6. I have no idea what that's going to be. And the cool thing about playing new games, that's a strikeout. So back-to-back Ks for Catfish Hunter. And next is Jerry Rudi, who fouled out to the catcher. 66, that's a 5 and a 12. And that may be gone, and that's a deep drive down the line. If it stays fair, it's gone, and that's gone. Home run, second home run allowed by Terrific. Jerry Rudi connects. It's a 7, and the 5 is a 12, and that's a down the line home run. So score now is 4-0 Mets. And it's Don Hani flied out to right, and that's a 3 and a 6. That's a 3-22, column 3, and I think that's a fly out. I believe that's a fly out to right field. Right there is Jackson. That ends the inning, but 1 run on 1 hit, the home run, the solo shot by Jerry Rudi. And the Mets lead at 4-0. We go to the top of the 5th. All right, we're back. Top of the 5th. Hunter leads off. Here is the pitch. Arama, 3 and a 6. So it's a 2, it's a 3, and column 3. And that is going to be a fly ball, shallow fly ball center field. Racing in is Mangual, and he gets there. I'm sorry, Han. And he gets there. Here is Bergkamp and Harris. Campy. Pitch, it's a 2. That's a 2 and a 5. It's a strikeout. Campaneris checks his swing, but they ring him up. Checked with the first base umpire. Joe Rudi hasn't had a hit. That's a 5. It's a 1 and a 4. It's a 2. Column 5. 2, column 5. And that is a ground ball to first. Right there is Milner, and that ends the inning 3 up and 3 down. So Seaver had a rough 4th inning, but came back with a 1-2-3 inning in the 5th. So he's cruising along. Catfish Hunter against Buddy Harrelson here in the bottom of the 5th. It's a 2 and a 1. So that's a 3. 24, column 2. 24, column 2. That's a ground ball to 3-1. No, 4-1. So it's a ground ball between the first baseman and the second baseman. First baseman wanders too far off the bag. Second baseman gets it. Pitcher covers. Hunter's there, and it's a 4-1 put out. And next is Tom Terrific. He struck out. Strike out again. That's a 2. That's a 3. Struck him out the second time. No surprise there. And these cards are interesting. They got a field in the back. It's kind of a wasted ink, I guess, but at least they didn't do what Appa did. Appa filled up the whole thing with dark blue ink. This is like a lighter ink. These were done in printing shops, so they can do those. But they were wasting a lot of ink. I guess it wasn't that expensive back then. Who knows? Wayne Garrett. It's a 4, so that's going to be a fielding column. Fielding column 3 is a 16. 16 with the 3, I think, is a third baseman, and it is. Third baseman, I believe, is a 3. So that's a 19. That's going to be a hit off Bando's glove. No, it's a ground ball, and Bando picks it up and throws out Garrett. That ends the inning. So my fault. No runs, no hits. 3 up, 3 down. Easy inning for Catfish. Here comes Terrific against Bando, leading off. It's a 5, that's a 1, and a 6 is a 5, and that is a column 5. 5, column 5. Ground ball to short. Hit at Harrelson, who scoops it. That was a strike over to Milner for the first out. Jackson next with a 33. That's going to be a 2, and a 14 is a 16, column 3. And the 16 is a oh, that's a drive, and that's to right center field with 2 out and run. Okay, so that's going to be 2 bases, and Reggie around second, trying for third. Here's a relay to third of the tag on Reggie, and He is safe with a triple, 1-out triple. Mets lead at 4-0, and Mets are going to allow the run to score. Gene Tennis is up with a runner on third. That's a 3. It's a 2 and a 4. It's a 22, column 3. 22, column 3 is going to be a fly-out runner. Scores from third, so it's going to be a sacrifice fly to right. No chance for Staub. Let me double-check that, though, because it's a 2 and a 4 is a 22. It is going to be to right field. If outfielder has a higher rating, Staub is a 4, and Jackson is a 4. So no, he comes in on a sacrifice fly, and it's 4-1. So the A's have their first run against terrific. Here's Mangwal, Angel Mangwal, and that's a 6 and a 3. So that's a 2, and the 3 is a 38. Struck him out. That ends the inning. So 1 run on 1 hit, the big triple for Jackson, Reggie Jackson. And what I just said was 38. That's a strikeout. Yep. So Mangwal strikes out. Ends the inning. We're at the bottom of the 6th. Felix Millan leads off. It's Millan, on deck is Staub, and then it's Jones. It's a 4-1. So 1's a 25. The 1 goes to the first baseman. First baseman is a 4. So it's a 29, column 4 with the infield back, and the 29 is going to be a bunt single. What? Surprises everybody. Millan bunts, and it's a hit for Millan. Bunt single. All right, so here's Rusty Staub next with a 66. That's a 5, and a 6, a 15. I think that's gone, my friends. I believe that's gone. I think, yeah, well, Seaver, actually, Hunter should have been on his B side because he did give up 4 runs. There was that error that threw me off. That was the 4th run, so he should have been on his B side. So anyway, if he gives a home run here, which I think he does, and that's going to be it for Hunter. Yep, that ball is way back, clears into the bleachers. 2-run shot. Again, I'm learning this game, but the Mets are up, so it didn't harm, no foul. And that's all for Catfish. He is gone. Dick Williams comes out, pulls him, and it's going to be, and he's 2 up. We want to do, yeah, we're going to do a double switch here. Put pitcher in Mangwal's spot, and then here we're going to bring in, who was that? Jesus Alou, who will play center field. J. Alou, that's what they call him on the card. It's hilarious. So double switch in the 6th. Double switch in the 6th. That's how I do it. All right. There we go. So, and now is going to be Lindblad. Who's up? Jones. Mr. Jones. Where is Jones? Yeah, Jones. All right. I don't know how that happened. Okay. So Staub. What did I roll? Yep, it was correct. So it's Jones now. He's up. And he bats righty, so we could bring in Raleigh Fingers, who wasn't really. Let me see, Raleigh Fingers. How many saves did Raleigh Fingers have? It doesn't say really. Where's his stats? Just say how many starts and how many relief appearances. Fingers had 60 relief appearances. You know what? We're going to. Knowles is another lefty. Who do we got after Jones? We got a lefty and then a righty. Milner's a big hitter. Jones, I don't think is going to bring in the lefty. Lindblad. I could also bring in Moon. I know that Moon also. You know what? We're going to bring in a righty. Right, there's 2 righties and a lefty, so we're going to bring in Moon. Blue Moon Odom to replace Hunter. And let's put Lindblad towards the bottom. Blue Moon Odom. And he comes in the 6th inning. All right, so let's do it. Blue Moon Odom versus Jones. The Mets lead at 6-1. Yikes. Mets have 3 home runs. That's a 6 and a 5 again. That's a 3 and a 5 is a 19. Column 6, and that's a full deep fly ball to left field. Backing up is Rudi, and he makes the catch. So Jones gives it a ride, but does not carry out. Here's John Milner with a 6 and a 5. That's a 3 and a 5 is a 39. Struck him out. And I'll double check that since I'm still learning the game. Yep, it is. And here's Jerry Grote. He's got a home run solo shot in the 4th. It's a pitch. It's a 5 and a 6. That's a 3, and a 6 is a 4. And that's ground ball too. I got to learn these because these come up a lot. Ground ball second base. I said there's a 4, right? Yep. And that ends the inning. So 3 consecutive outs. Easy. Blue Moon Odom made it an easy inning. But 2 runs come in on 2 hits. The big shot being the 2-run homer by Rusty Staub. And here is Ray Fosse leading off against Tom Terrific. The franchise. That's going to be 1, and the 2, I believe, is against the second baseman. Yep. And that is a 2, is a 1, and a 3, and that's a 3 is a ground ball. 4-3 for the first out. Bounces out to Mian at second. Next is Dick Green with a 3 and a 1. That's a 2, and the 1 is a 33, column 3. And I think that's a drive. And ripped to right, and right there is Staub. And here we have Alu. Jay Alu is up and came in on the double switch with a 66. That's a 2 and a 6. That's a 10. That's line base hit center field. So we're learning the numbers, and it moves the game along a little bit. So a 2-out single. Here's Bert Campaneris, and that's a 6 and a 2. Again, that's a 2, and it's a 6. So that's a 2, and the 2 is a 7. Column 6, 7, column 6. What is that going to be? And that's a single over second. Runner advances 1 base. Played safe right now, down by this many. So first and second. Now here Rudi, who's 0 for 11, has an opportunity to make this a 2-run ball game with a home run here. Here's a pitch from Seaver. It's a 3 and a 5. So that's a 2. And the 5, it's a 5, column 3. And that, my friends, is going to be the 3rd out with fly ball short. Right field racing in is Staub, and Staub gets there to retire the side. No runs, 2 hits, 2 left. We go to bottom of the 7th inning stretch. All right, bottom of the 7th, 6-1 Mets. It's Hahn, Harrelson, and Seaver against Blue Moon Odom. 66, that's a 3. That's an 11. Don Hahn, I don't think he hits many home runs, so it's probably just a single, and it is single to center field. So Hahn is on. Leadoff single for Don Hahn. Here's Buddy Harrelson. Pitch from Blue Moon. It is a 3, so that's a 4. So 14, column 3. 14, column 3. That's a line out to third base, L5. So it rips it, but right there is Bando. And it's Tom Terrific. He will bat. Like I said, I'm not doing any. So this is fielding column, and a 6 is a 2. And run around first. Infield is halfway. And it's second baseman, so that's a 4, and that's going to be a 4-6-3 double play. So Seaver hits into a double play, and that ends the inning. No runs, 1 hit. We go to top of the 8th. And nobody left in that inning. So Blue Moon Odom does his job. Sal Bando against Tom Terrific. Mets are up 6-1. And it's a 2 and a 6. That's a strikeout. So Seaver strikes out Bandel for the second time. He's 0 for 3. Here's Jackson, who was 1 for 3. He scored a run, the only run, with a triple in the 6th. Here's the pitch. It's a 22. That's a 2 and a 13, column 2. And that's a single to center. But down by this many, we're not going to try to steal. Next is Gene Tennis. Oh, a 65. That's a 2 and a 5 and an 18, column 6. And that's a fly ball to, what did we say before? Right field. There is Staub for the second out. And it's the pitcher up. So we're going to have to bring in a pinch hitter. Okay, Kubiak is pinch hitting against Tom Terrific with 2 out, 1 on. You pitch. And it's a snake eyes. It's a 1 and a 1. It's an 11, column 1, and that's going to be a single to left. So a 4 and a 5 runner will advance an extra base. Jackson is, where is he? He's a 4, so we'll go to third on this. First and third. And it is Fosse. Ray Fosse's up with 2 on, 2 out. Let's see if Seaver can get himself out of this one. Here's a pitch, and it's a 3 and a 5. That's a 2 and a 5 is a 32, and that will do it, I believe. 32 is going to be a line out to left field. So he rips one, but right at the left fielder, Cleon Jones, L7. Then the inning, no runs, 2 hits, 2 left. And it's going to be a new pitcher. Read Paul Lindblad. There we go. Actually, the 8th inning, you know what? We're going to bring in Raleigh Fingers. So Fingers is pitching. There he is against Wayne Garrett. Mets are up 6-1, bottom of the 8th. And it's a 3 and a 1. So that's a 2, that's a 6. And column 3, 6, column 3 is a short fly to center. Alu is there for the first out. Next is Mian. And that's a 1 and a 1, a 32, column 6. 32, column 6. It's a short fly to center. I got another one. So that's back-to-back short flies to center field. And here's Rusty Staub. Oh, that's a foul back. Souvenir for a lucky fan. And it's a 1 and a 4. That's a strikeout. That'll end the inning. 3 up, 3 down. Last licks for the A's. They're on the verge of falling down, falling behind 2-1 in the series. This is the third game. In reality, the A's won this game 3-2 in 11 innings. They're down 6-1 here, with Seaver trying to go for a complete game. Seaver does not have a shutout, so he's going to go to his B side. And it's going to be Dick Green leading off. Here's the pitch from Terrific. And it's a 22, so that's a 2, a 13, column 2, and that's a base hit to center. Leadoff single. Seaver on his B side. I'll lose next. And a 66, that's a 3 and 11. That's going to be a base hit. I think that's going to be it for Seaver. Single to center again. Runner will play it safe. Down by 5 runs, but the first 2 runners are on here in the top of the 9th. So the A's are not willing to lie down. And that's going to be it. We're going to bring in, you got to believe, Tug McGraw in the 9th. All right, Tug McGraw's in. Let's do it. First and second. Here's the pitch to Campaneris. It's a 22. That's a 2 and a 2, a 13, column 2. 13, column 2. That's a base hit. The bases are loaded. 3 consecutive singles. Here's Joe Rudi. Hasn't had a hit in the series. the pitch. It's a 2 and a 3. A 2 and a 3 is a 5 with the bases loaded. And that's going to be a strikeout. So Rudi strikes out. His slump continues. Next is Salbando. It's a pitch from, it's going to be fielding column. That's a 2. Infield is halfway. That's a second baseman. So that's going to be a 4. And that's going to be a 4-6-3 double play. Ball game over. So no runs, 3 hits. 2 left, and the final score is 6-1 Mets. How many hits? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 hits for the A's. They did commit an error in that first inning on the pitcher. I don't think Mets have anywhere near that same number of hits. Mets had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hits. And I don't think they committed any errors. No, they did not. So Seaver's going to go, 8 innings. 1 inning for McGraw. Seaver gave up all the hits. Gave up 12 hits. Actually, no. Gave up 11 hits. How many strikeouts? Let's look at all that. 11 hits. Struck out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Struck out 6. Walked 1. Walked 1. 1 earned run. 1 run and 1 earned run. So Seaver is going to get the victory. Loss is going to go to Hunter. And no save in this one. Hunter went 5 innings, gave up 6 runs, 6 earned runs, 3 home runs. He walked 1, struck out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 hits, gave up 2 hits, 3 hits, 4, 5 hits. And that's it. So for game 3, the Mets will win it. They take a 2-1 advantage in the series. They are Replay Classic series. And in game 4, let's take a quick peek at what goes on in game 4. In game 4, what is the matchup? It's going to be October 17th, Wednesday, I believe. And that score was 6-1 Mets, the actual score. We'll be playing that in a little while. In that game, it's going to be Kenny Holtzman matched up against John Matlack. It's the same matchup as the first game. So that's going to be good. And this is Tony Porter, Cards and Dice TV. Thanks for watching. Remember to join Universal Baseball Association Facebook group. Also, like and subscribe to my channel. And so I can bring you a lot more fun stuff and lots of videos, lots of tutorials. And I will see you guys very, very soon. Take care.